Hey guys, have you ever felt like or feel like you're in a situation like this? Yeah, shit's fucked up, ain't it? Yeah. Well, let me just allow me to give you some tips that I have learned through my experiences, which I'm aware doesn't fit with everyone. So, for those it resonates with, and for those it doesn't, just do what you will. So, but jump in here on the couch, come meet me for the video, and let me give you some tips on how to deal with psychic attacks. Check me out. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Gabriel's Corner. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is having a wonderfully blessed day. The sun was out here where I'm at, and now clouds are coming in, and the wind's picking up. This video I'm going to do today, I'm gonna have to put it like a warning label because I'm aware that everyone's going through awakening. I am also aware that we are guided to go within and do what we must, and to find inner peace, and to find a peaceful existence within ourselves. And this video is for everyone, but not for everyone. It's a balancing act. As we're all going through this, we must come to the understanding that with this great awakening is coming of the mass proportions of individuals, and what will happen, because none of us really know. We have to understand that there are individuals that know about this and really don't want it. We must understand this, and I understand that some of it is part of the process, but I also understand that some of it has nothing to do with the process. It's been incorporated within the process, because the process, the universe knew that how things were going to go before, anything even occurred. But it is also within ourselves to actually, prepare and protect ourselves. Because one thing I've learned through this entire awakening process, my journey, and I understand that my dynamic is not like everyone's. I understand that everyone has their own unique dynamic and journey and path. But I also understand that there are individuals that have dynamics and closer to my own. So it's been getting me thinking, because we gotta also must understand that certain individuals, I'm not gonna name any names, for a very long time has tapped this process of individuals with gifted abilities. It's out there. We've all heard about it. Well, most of us may have heard about it. But I'm pretty sure a lot of us, if you've been on this journey for a good amount of time, or if you're just starting, you've looked into it because you've been curious, and you've looked into just about anything to help try to explain some of the things that are going on. And some of those things that could be going on could be psychic attacks. From where? It's not for me to say. For you, for your dynamic, if you are going through this, if this is within your dynamic and your reality. Some of you, you're not even in this, so don't even have to even watch this video. You can turn it off, or if you wish to just listen to help someone else, or just for informational knowledge, that is completely okay. And I completely understand that. I do it myself to videos all the time. But for those that are, and trust me, I know because I'm in one myself. So, and I've come to realize you can either just lay there forever and just wear it, and go through these loop-de-loops and ups downs of times when it's not even necessary for you to go through them because it's not your energy or burden to bear. I came up some ways through my dynamic of things I've been through that have helped me. And one thing about this, like I said, my awakening of all the lessons and cycles and things like that, and yes, some of them were under my own accord, wholeheartedly. Not gonna lie about that. Some of that because from my fuck ups. But I've had to understand that it was other things beyond that as well. Beyond that, not beyond that, but yeah, beyond that as well. Sometimes you can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Sometimes you just gotta look at it sometimes for how it is, as well as through a universal sense as well, because this is all part of the process. But also in part of the process is for you to learn and to adapt and to adjust. So if you're in that situation, you have to learn to adjust, adapt, and adjust, so you can get that moment to those moments where it doesn't affect you, so it makes things a lot easier for you to go and create and manifest what you wish. Alright, so I'm going to get into these. These right here is ways to deal with psychic attacks. 1. Start by observing your surroundings. See if you can notice a pattern of the people around you, of things, anything that is you feel happens when you feel it, and what's going on around you. Because at this stage, it's kind of it will look undercover at first, and you will think you're crazy, but you're not crazy. And it's for you to find out to try to protect yourself. Knowing who or what or where takes away some of its power. Protect yourself. Number 2, not physically. No, I'm not telling you to go out there and you'll start fighting with a bitch or whatever like that. No, not at all. Because that would only feed more energy, negative energy, into what it wants. Now, I'm not saying if it comes to that and they come at you, protect yourself wholeheartedly. Yes. You also have that right as well. But you must understand that where it's coming from, it feels it's right, and it is no right to attack anyone that hasn't really done anything to you, and there's minding their own business only because you're vibrating outside of their comfortability. That's not your fault. It is your choice. So, and this is if you fall into this section now. But you gotta understand that you just gotta send them love, and just realize that they just don't understand. But because of the fact they don't understand, still don't give it right. So send that shit right back to them. You don't need it, you don't want it, and you damn sure don't deserve it, especially if you're not fucking with anybody. You're sitting there doing whatever you're doing, or going on about your day, working on yourself, thinking, trying to manifest what you want, your desires, trying to, bust your ass, and whatever it is to help you get it to where you feel you need to be, of your creativity, of your mind, of your sovereignty, of your freedom, of your liberty, just as an individual, as a divine spiritual being, because that's where you're trying to get. You're trying to elevate yourself, and no one has the right to get in the way of that. You're simply returning what's theirs. Karma repaid in kind. Send that shit right back to them. You gotta, they sent it to you to attack you. So if you send it back to them, you're just returning what you don't want. No different if you returning something back to the store. Number 3, engage them socially, but yet very, very rarely, if this is possible. You got to get used to the energy. I mean, in a way, you are semi kind of used to it, but when you actually know where it's coming from or who it's coming from, you are somewhat prepared, and you've built up like an immunity, just like naturally the body is naturally be able to do that. I mean, some of us naturally have immunity to these things. Think about how many things in this world that we don't get allergic to, and because we have an immunity. So, but how'd that immunity start? By getting done, by being exposed to it after generations through, mankind, alien, or whatever you want to, label as, we have immunity. So these things are no different, but the thing about it now is you're also awakening, and you're dealing with something outside of the physical. You're dealing with spiritual, the divinely spiritual. You're dealing with nature, how nature has a way of always healing itself. That possibility is also within you, and you also have, because that's within you now, and your awareness is so much higher, and your wisdom, your knowing, and of yourself and of your energy, if you're at that point with your energy, wholeheartedly do that. And that's one of the best ways is to be able to do that, because they're always going to attack. They're going to attack you. You don't want them to, but they just do it on their own accord, and that comes out of fear. And you can't let that fear, which is their fear, you harbor their fear to hold you back from what your soul is guiding you to do. So best thing to do is transmute it for 2 reasons. So you can build a natural immunity, which I already said. Energetically build you a shield, so to protect yourself. Also, transmute it, send it to Gaia's core for transmutation from negative to positive, and allow it to spread out throughout the planet. Final stage of this, start to ignore it. And you're probably wondering, like, wait a minute, why the fuck don't I just do that at the start? What the fuck? Just ignore it. In all the other videos they tell us to just ignore it, and just focus on yourself and all of this. And I understand that, and they are correct. I'm not denying what they say at all. They are absolutely correct. But look at it this way. By this time, after doing some of these steps in your own way, you may have your own unique way of doing it. This is just how, through my living and my experiences, how I've learned. And I've had to learn from my experience. I didn't have anyone there. Never. I've had individuals there, but, there was never a physical guide there or any kind of video at the time when I really, really started and this kicked in. So, there it is. But you've learned their patterns. You've learned who. Now you can start paying no mind to it at all. Because in some cases, basically, it's easier said than done for you not to pay attention to something. You're human. you feel it, and then you start seeing things, and you start questioning yourself, and then you're like, is this really? Nah, man, nah. By the whole time, there's something's nagging you that something else is going on, and then you check yourself and see, okay, is this fear? Is this just me just thinking this, or is this just my imagination, or what the fuck ever? But it's something that won't go away, and it's telling you at the center that you're right. But more important, but their patterns by now, people, etc. You've taken some of their power, and they don't even know it already. They don't know. In some cases, they may, because energy doesn't lie. They will feel something there, a shift, a difference, and they'll still attack you, but it will have little to no effect on you. And now is the time for you to sit back in the calmness of the storm. Number 5, this is an extra. Know the difference in natural synchronicities, such as nature, animals. Like in my case, when things come by in me, in my dynamic, especially when I'm raising my vibe, or getting centered, or getting calm, or getting into myself, or while I was writing this out to do this video, a lot of strange occurrences will come out of nowhere. And I used to think of like, okay, is this part of the program? Is this part of the awakening? Is this what exactly is this? Is this a sign from the universe? And then I started noticing that when certain things happen, vultures would fly by. Would always fly around every single time, and I noticed it, and they do it so much that I could not, pay attention to it. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to believe the car situation, or whatever the situation is, or I'm going to believe nature, because we're becoming one with nature. It's part of the awakening, especially if you've been doing this for a while. You kind of grab that concept. But and then the false synchronicities, like I was explaining about, just the strange occurrences. And the best part about this, and this is the best way to look at it when you get those kind of situations, both scenarios confirm that you are moving in the right direction, that is best for your path, your journey, your soul calling. Both confirm it. Both are telling you that, hey, you're moving in the right direction, because if you were not, they wouldn't be trying so hard. So, with that, this is Gabriel's Corner. I am blessed and honored to share this with you. Everyone be loved, be blessed. Gabriel out the box.